We Only Kneel to God series, Episode 1, The Awakening, Part 2, Dominic. The siren screamed as I pulled out of the station. The radio was going crazy. The station was losing its mind. I was scared too. Another lockdown call. They were always the worst. Families yelling and crying at us to save their babies and do a better damn job. We were trying, but we were losing funds, have been for a bit. Nashville is lucky to even have a department still. We had to do a lot of fighting. There are a lot of cities without departments. They might as well have anarchies in those cities. The mayor has very little control. We raced down the city honking violently at cars that downright refused to get out of our way. I heard Jackson in front of me roll down the window and yelled at a few people to move. "Come on, move!" There was no respect. Pops would have hated this. He's a cop for all his work in life. Damn good cop, too. "Gunman has some buddies. He's got AKs. He's got a barricaded hostages," said the voice on the walkie. I sighed and shifted in my seat, pressing down on the gas as hard as I could. We turned a corner and came in full blast at Nashville Elementary. I put the car in park and opened the door, slamming it, my gun out of its holster. The guys got around me, guns out. Families were standing outside of school. There was an outcry of fear and rage as we got out. "Oh, freaking time!" A woman yelled. "Get them out of there!" I reached inside my shirt and grabbed my cross necklace, rubbing it as we approached the building where the sheriff was, his men trying to keep people away. "Okay," said the sheriff. "He's got himself barricaded inside. If we try and break through the front doors, he'll kill the kids. He killed the principal and the SROs. He's got some people working with him. It looks like an inside job. One of the teachers." We all sighed, shaking our heads and clenching our fists in anger. "He's got a bunch of kids in the middle, one of the gunmen watching them. We can't find a shop, but we could use some guys looking." "On it," said Thompson and Mendez. The sheriff gave them a sniper rifle from the truck. "We have contact with the gunman?" I asked. "No," said the sheriff. "He's got hostages?" "Yes." I sighed. "So what's the plan?" "Going through the third floor," said the sheriff. "The place is made of bricks, only a few windows. We got people on every window to take down shooters. We pull up a truck, get you up there." I nodded. "All right. Where's the truck?" "Round the back." Just then there was a series of shots. "Damn!" the sheriff spat. "Come on." The guys and I jogged towards the back, following the sheriff. The fire truck came in as we made it to the back. They parked it close to the building. There were no windows, so the gunman may not have known. Maybe. They cranked up the ladder. I climbed to the top of the truck, holstered my gun, and started moving quickly up the ladder. The guys behind me were looking timid. "Come on, guys," I thought. "Kids. Do it for the kids." Sure, I didn't want to go in, but someone had to, and I would rather be the guy with the badge than the mom at the front watching helplessly as a child suffered inside a school with lunatics. I'd rather be climbing this ladder, guns blazing, than the father wanting desperately to run in after his child. I made it to the top. Paris, Vance, and Hanks on my heels, a dozen or more trailing behind me. I tried to find a way to roll down the window, but I ended up using the butt of my gun to break it. Kicked the remaining glass out and climbed carefully through the window, my gun out in front of me, a flashlight in my teeth. The third floor was dark. I didn't see any shooters yet, but we stayed on guard next to a divot in the wall we could duck behind just in case. "Don't shoot out of fear," whispered the guys. "Don't shoot at just anything that moves. Shoot with purpose." I remembered hearing about a police officer that killed a kid in California during a lockdown. Not too long after that, their department was defunded. We had to be careful not to do the same. We stopped in our tracks as at least 20 bullets were fired. I clenched my jaw and waved the guys on. We had to get there quick. I turned the corner and saw a man standing in the middle. His back was to me, but he had a gun in his hand. He had a girl on her knees. Blonde hair, pigtails. I didn't hesitate. I shot for the head. The shooter fell to the ground and I ran forward, the guys following. There was a sound of yelling. Another shooter came by. He was wearing a polo t-shirt stained with blood. Obviously a teacher here. He shot quickly at us, but I was on the ground ready. I had the girl tucked behind me and I shot from my knees. The shot hit him in between the eyes, the rest of the guy's shots following. He fell. "Tucker," I said to one of the officers in the back as I ran into the girl. "Take her back." "Go with him," I told the girl. She nodded and grabbed his hand, tears spilling from her eyes. We ran further down the hall towards the staircase. Paris was radioing the ground. How many were there?" he asked. "We don't know," was the response. "2 or 3 stay here," I ordered. "The rest go to the second floor. Y'all can get kids out and bring more officers up to get the shooters off. Keep getting kids out and sending men up. Watch for others on the third floor." The guys nodded and 3 broke off, splitting into different classrooms to get kids out. We beelined towards the stairs, running faster now. Couldn't help thinking. If only we had money for shields. If only we had money for smokes. If only we had money for vests. Be careful coming out of the stairs. And we were right to be careful. As soon as we reached the bottom step, an AK went off, the bullets bouncing off the walls. I retreated up the step just a little, so I was out of sight, blocked by the overhang. Got as far over as I can, and Mills got as far over on the other side as he could. We knelt as we went down the stairs. We shot and ran for the next bit of cover we could. I heard Mills yelling out as I ducked behind a pillar. His gun clattered the floor as he gripped his arm. I peered out of the corner and locked in on the target as he shot towards me. I ducked back behind the wall, but now I knew where he was. Standing behind a table. Thought he was boss, but he wasn't. I jumped behind the other side of the pillar and fired. I hit him. He fell and the others advanced, scattering through the large hall. I motioned for some of us to break off towards the bottom floor and the others to stay. We ran like hell towards the staircase. We met by some fire and a bullet whizzed past me. I defected to the side and the guy shot forward and took the shooter out. They weren't very talented, but any man with a machine gun can win against an 8-year-old with no defense. Cowards. I pushed forward and took the stairs down to the first floor. I saw kids all huddled in a tight circle around each other, their little faces struck with fear. The front door had tables pushed up against it and wood nailed across it. I saw a kid in a hoodie. He screamed unsettled. Blood was smeared across his face and jeans. He was holding a gun in the little boy's mouth. "Hey, Gramps," he said, without any fear at all. It was all malice, anger, sadism. I tested the water and stepped forward just slightly. My gun pointed at his face. The shooter pressed the gun forward into the boy's mouth, gagging him. "Okay," I said calmly, and lowered the gun. "Okay. Tell your friends to back up, old man." I motioned for the guys to back up. "I have to do this," I said as they backed up. The shooter snorted. "Yes, I do. Gotta kill as many as I can before I go." Got to, he said, his voice cracking. "Why?" I asked, shaking my head. "Why?" The shooter cried and pointed his free hand around. "Because this world effing sucks. Should have all died, yeah. God should have killed us all, so before I die, they're gonna die." "It's not gonna solve your problems," I said, stalling. Something caught my eye. I saw a sniper rifle lining him up through a window, but I needed him to move forward just a little more. "Yeah, it's gonna fucking kill them," he said, a mad glint in his eyes. "It's gonna effing destroy them." "Aim that gun at me," I said, backing up a little. "Aim that gun at me." The shooter laughed and shook the boy like a rag doll. "You want me to kill him? You don't want me to kill him?" His voice was high and maniacal. I shivered. "Come on, just move forward." I shook my head and stepped back some more. No. Don't kill him. Don't kill him." The shooter stepped forward and yanked the gun out of the kid's mouth. "Maybe I should kill you." I stepped back again. The shooter stepped forward. He was in line. I could. "I'd rather make you suffer," the shooter said, and he put the gun back to the boy's head. 2 shots fired. I lunged forward. The shooter fell. I ran towards the boy. Everything inside of me went numb. 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds more. They would have been fine. I cupped the boy in my arms and wept for him. I wept for his mother. I wept for his brother, his father, sisters. I felt a hand on my shoulder and heard someone calling all clear. I heard the thuds of the front doors being banged open. The wooden nails popped out and they came rushing in. The other kids poured out of the doors and rushed towards their parents. There was a hand on my shoulder. But all I could see was his red jacket. His eyes. The beautiful brown eyes. Still in the prime of his life. So young. So young. Got home. I just showered. It was difficult. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard the gunshot and saw the red. You save who you can, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when you have to let some go. Got into my old army sweatpants and shirt my pops used to wear. I turned the water on the sink and splashed some water over my tired eyes. Dark, wrinkled skin. Black hair turned white, clean shaven. I did look like an old man. I wiped my face off the cloth and walked towards my microwave. I sucked some fish sticks from my freezer onto the plate and hit 2 minutes. I watched it turn, think about today. No casualties for the police, just 1 injury. Good. There are too many kids. Too many kids dead. We'll be burying 24 kids. 24. By this time tomorrow, there will be a riot. They'll be calling for our heads, and I'll be out there in my uniform, laying a flower down for them, for all their beautiful faces, wishing I could have made it sooner. It's just, people don't call the police first, and when they do, our station is too far away. We should have found another one, closer. People don't want police anymore. They don't want to find us. They don't want to fund us. My fish sticks were done. I took them out of the microwave and sat on my bed. I grabbed my Bible and my old glasses from my stand. I read for a bit, highlighting, penciling verses. Half hour ticked by as I ate my fish sticks and read the Psalms. Then I got off my bed. Dear Lord, I said, and I prayed. Thank you for keeping us safe. Amen. I never prayed very long. I was a short and sweet kind of guy. Crafty eloquence wasn't my style. Got up and looked out the window. There's something about the cold air that gave me shivers today. Like I could sense the chaos that would ensue. Or protect them. I whispered as I watched cars whiz by, people strolling in crazy get-ups, women dancing half naked on the street for money. And then I just thought about the kids and I said, Lord, pray for their families. I pray for the kids to recover. This world is dark, Lord. Just pray for them to see the light. I chanced to glance over at my bedside table and saw my beautiful wife, Nancy. My Nance. Oh, Nancy, Nance, I said, sighing. It's so cold without you. So cold.